What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. I got another project today. I think I might have mentioned it in one of the last videos. It's the old Vise. I want to get mounted, wood Vise, onto this big heavy wood workbench. So last video we got this bench all surfaced up nice, and I got this old wood Vise that I got from my dad. It came with his house when he bought it, attached to a workbench in his basement. So I want to mount it right here on the bench. So we got to do a little modification to do that. As you can see, this thing needs to mount about 3 inches below the surface of the bench. So that bracket and the rest of the vise need to be able to clear the wood. So 3 inches down, as you can see, is going to put me into this bottom section of wood and into this thick steel angle. So what I'm gonna do is take the top off. I'm gonna use the tractor because that's the only way I could think to do it at the moment. Lift it off with the tractor, notch out a bunch of the wood so the vise can fit. I'm gonna have to grind a bunch of the metal out of the way, or cut it off, and then we'll try to get this vise mounted. And then later on, I'm gonna have to make a new handle. As you can see, I don't have a handle on this vise. The original T part that goes here is missing. It used to have like a metal bar that went through this handle, and that's what my dad used to tighten the vise. But I'm gonna put a T on, probably out of an old, not an old, but out of a metal T for like gas pipe T, and I'm gonna turn down a wood handle on the lathe. So that'll get this thing all finished up, ready to go. I'll probably mount a couple pieces of oak right here for the clamping surface. And then we'll finally be able to get using this vise for some projects. I got a project coming up where I have to make windows. I've got some old windows on my house. I'll show you guys in the next video, but it's gonna come in handy for that. So stay tuned and stay along for the process. All right, starting at 12 inches. We can do it, pal. Can we flip it? I think so. Whoa. This has to mount like that.
You got this.
All right, guys. So I need to cut 2 inches out of this top, so that this vise can fit in there. So all I'm gonna do is set my depth of my saw to 2 inches, and then I'm gonna make a bunch of cuts, like a lot of cuts, and then I'll knock all those pieces out. I'll clean it up with a chisel, and that should be good to go. Then we gotta hack out some of the metal top with a grinder and a cutting wheel, and we'll get this thing mounted. All right, guys, we got the vise laid in the slot we created. It's sitting down in there nice, nice and flush on the wood. But we look here, we're not quite flush with the wood, which when we flip it around, this is going to be the top. So I want the metal part flush with the top of the wood. So it looks like we got to take out another 1/8 inch or so. So I think we're just going to take out the section right where the bracket needs to mount. So I can make some marks here and just take out the wood in this general area instead of shaving down the entire thing. So we could take out, you know, some wood here and some wood here. So let's get that shaved down. Alright guys, so ready to hack the metal out. So let's just figure out how much we need. So we're only sticking up, or which will be down, not much, about 2 inches. It's hard to see on the camera. About 2 inches. So I probably don't need as much room as I cut the wood out either. So from the edge of the table, I probably need, let's call it 13.5 to 21.5 out of the metal. I think that should be enough. 13.5, 21.5, 2 inches. That's heavy. Wow. I like it. Got this hunk of what looks to me to be poplar. It's just some dunnage that I got from work. Big hunk of like 4x6 dunnage. Surfaced 2 edges in the joiner. Now we're gonna cut it to size to fit on these jaws. I don't know, I'm thinking something like 1 inch thick, 1.25 inch thick. That might be a nice size. And it might go a little bit larger than this overall size. It's about 10 inches. Probably make it 11. Yeah, maybe 12. I'll make it 12 by whatever this is. 12 by 4 3/4. Something like that. So I'm gonna get this on the table saw and I'll get these pieces cut up. All right, so I got this plumbing fitting. I think I showed you this in the last video. It's just a 3/4 inch black pipe T. I didn't bother looking online for the right part for this vise. I mean, I didn't, you know, the vise connoisseurs would probably not like this, but whatever. I'm not one of those guys. So it actually worked out really well, or it's going to work out really well. So I filed down the threads. I'm gonna go later to my friend's shop and turn a piece of maple on the lathe to make a handle. So what I'm gonna do is, I don't wanna just put a nut and bolt through there. I think that's kind of cheesy. So I found this metal bar in my scrap pile. And I think I'm gonna turn it on the lathe to make a little pin. And then I'm gonna heat it up and bend over the top and bottom edge. Kind of like a rivet, I guess. I don't know, I figured I'd try it and see how it works. So let's get this piece cut up. We'll throw it in the lathe and we'll turn it down to size. All right, guys, so we cut this on the lathe. Never used a lathe before. First time, but it was kind of fun, and I enjoyed it. So maybe we'll be picking up a lathe soon. But cut this piece off, bored a 15/16 hole in it. This is gonna fit in here. I'm gonna shoot a little bit of glue in there, maybe a brad nail from the nail gun, and then this job will be a wrap. All right, guys, that's it. That's a done deal. Nice and solid. That is sweet, man. We finally have a wood vise in the shop, and now we're able to do a lot more projects. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Look out for the next video. It's gonna be making some windows. I've got glass pieces I think I mentioned in the last video. Got these cool shaped windows I have to remake for the house. So be looking out for that video. All right, catch you later. Thanks for watching.